Alrighty, Turk. Hope you're doing well and having a good Christmas break. I wanted to get this video over to you. I know it's been a little bit delayed, but thankfully I've also been on break and had some time to get to some of these videos that I've been trying to get to for a little bit to do some mechanical analysis. So wanted to get your mechanics comparatively to Max Scherzer's, who we talked about in a prior lesson, talk about the mechanical differences, and then from there, talk about where we're going next with pitching. So without further ado, let me play these side by side. Okay, so a couple different things that I wanted to kind of talk about in this video. The biggest one that I want to talk about that we have talked about is the chain, right? And what I mean by that is the analogy that we talked about with the bicycle chain, right? What we're trying to do with our pitching mechanics is have everything run efficiently and have everything kind of move like a chain. The problem with our initial mechanics is, as you see, when our leg goes up, we break our glove down, right? The issue actually is not your posture, because if the glove was up here, I'm going to be honest with you, Turk, that's a great first posture. I'm just going to be honest with you. I mean, if the glove is up, I mean, that's perfect form, honestly. Maybe a little bit of a difference with the front leg. Instead of it being to the side, more vertical. But otherwise, it's really, really good mechanics. The issue, what that causes is your front side goes first or rather doesn't necessarily, it goes too early is what I'm trying to get at, right? Because as we see with Max Scherzer, hips go first, then our upper half, right? It's almost like right here, if there's a rubber band that's connecting Max Scherzer, and the more that rubber band gets tighter and tighter and tighter, the more tension there is. And obviously, once a rubber band snaps back, that's what generates momentum and power, right? So what that means for us and what we worked on was, as soon as this leg came up, our arms went up, right? And as soon as our leg went down, that's when we separated, as we see very similar to Max Scherzer in this case, right? That was the biggest one that we worked on when we very first started. I know it's been a couple of pitching sessions since this video happened, but that was the really, really big one that we wanted to work on, right? Another big one that we talked about was this leg landing, right? As we see with Max Scherzer, it's more of a glide down the mound versus for you, Turk, it's more like a step down the mound, right? And even with that, it's stepping towards your glove side, or what we call stepping in the bucket, right? Versus, as we see with Max Scherzer, he takes everything directly back to the middle, right? So what we talked about in order to correct that is actually overcorrecting going this way, right? With that as well, what we talked about with, instead of this step, it's more of a glide down, thinking of like that it's almost trying to put a slipper on if there's a slipper at the very end of the mound slope, right? That way we're able to gracefully extend down through the mound, right? And efficiently get there. Now, this position right here, I'm going to be honest with you, Turk. If we have this glove tucked in here and we're going straight to home plate, this is a phenomenal position. It really is a phenomenal position right here, right? Because we are above our shoulder. We have really, really good layback right now, which that is phenomenal layback. As we talked about in the lesson, what layback means, Turk, is basically how much whip you get on the baseball, right? So that whenever you get over your front half, it whips around like this, right? But the big things that we talked about, obviously, keeping this glove into our armpit, as we see what Max Scherzer does there, but specifically reaching out in front, right? As you can see, we reach out way up here, right? Versus you're going to see Scherzer, when he goes through his mechanics, he finishes way out in front of his body, right? Right here. okay? The difference with that is not only does it come out harder, but it also is perceived harder. That is what we call perpetual velocity, right? So the further out you throw it, especially for you, Turk, as a taller athlete, the further out you throw it, the faster it's actually going to look to the batter, right? In addition to however hard you're throwing it, right? And then what we've also worked on is getting over this front leg. You actually do, your body is trying to get over, but as you can see, what it does is it gets here, and then it throws the hip to the side right here, right? Versus as we see Scherzer, he goes up and over, which is what we're looking for, right? Those are the really big things, Turk, with your mechanics that we've been talking about that we're going to continue to work on. Obviously, we made these corrections since this video, and we've been working on it. We've been working on a game plan in order to correct those things. So we're moving in the right direction. Obviously, after mechanical work, that's when we get into our arsenal. That's when we work into accuracy and command. And then from there, that's when we're going to continue to work on velocity. But so far, we're making really great progress, Turk. Since this video, I believe we've done 4 lessons since this. But you're making some really, really great strides. Keep working hard, and we'll see you after the break.